good Benedictines. Well, as always, this is actually one of my favorite talks. I just think a lot of this, and this has made a big difference in my own life, and maybe that's why I enjoy it so much, is that I've been practicing really hard on this one. And this one is on mindfulness, you know, that gift of the present moment, the gift of this moment that we have right now. And as always, I like to start with telling a story. One day, a traveler begged the teacher for a word of wisdom that would guide the rest of the journey. The teacher nodded, and though it was a day of silence, he took a sheet of paper and he wrote down on it a single word: awareness. Awareness, okay. Awareness, the traveler said, a little bit perplexed. That's far too brief. Couldn't you expand on that a bit? Okay, so the teacher took the paper back and he wrote, awareness, awareness, awareness. But what does those words mean? The traveler insisted. Finally, the teacher reached again for the paper and he wrote clearly and firmly, awareness means awareness. Yeah. Awareness means awareness. Okay, I like that. So what do you think it means, awareness, this word awareness? And what gets in the way of being aware? What's that gets in the way of being aware? It's so easy to kind of fade out, isn't it? Just kind of go into another planet in your mind. And the reality is that we live most of our lives being unaware. It's surprising. We live most of our lives unaware, not being present to the present moment, not being present in our life, basically kind of being asleep, just being asleep. We live so much of our lives preoccupied with our past, you know, either our past sins or our past whatever, or worrying about the future that hasn't yet arrived. We're either there or here all the time, you know, there or back. We look for someplace else to live, where we hope things will be better, happier, more the way we want things to be, or the way they used to be, you know? We're always living in the future. You know, we're always like awaiting the weekend. Oh, I can't wait for the weekend to come. Oh, I can't wait for Sunday to get here. And we sleep later on Sundays. I like that. We can't wait for our vacation, and we can't wait for our retirement. Of course, we don't retire really in monastic life, do we? I shared with someone today that the meaning of retirement in monastic life is really you either drop dead or lose your mind, one or the other, you know? That's retirement. Otherwise, God's doing something all the time. Anyway, let me go on here. It's very seldom, I think, that we're really truly able to stay in the moment. It's difficult to stay in the moment. And I'm sure our oblates who are with us can appreciate this fact too. And this will be one, I think, conference that the oblates will relate to quite well. Have you ever been driving and arrive at your destination with absolutely no recollection of the drive? Has that ever happened to you? I've done that. I've driven, from Ferdinand into Jasper, into town, to Walmart, and how did I get here? I hardly remember the trip. We can just so fade out. We're so distracted thinking about what we're going to do or what just happened before we left, so that we cannot really be, or we're worried about something, who knows what, or someone. But we've missed the whole commute, not really seeing anything. We miss all the gifts that were there for us on the way. And now I'm trying not to do that. When are the times when you usually leave the present moment? My own experience sometimes is to come in prayer. you know, the reading is finished, and we said, who read that reading? What was that reading? Where was it from? You have no recollection of it, you know, of the reading. And it makes me so mad when I do that, and I don't even remember the reading. It's so easy, you know, to go through our lives, I think, with this kind of wakeful sleepiness. You know, we're awake, but we're asleep, and we're missing things on the way here. We're inattentive to what's actually happening, what is actually present in the moment, and we are not aware because we are not in the now. That's what it is. We are not in the now. One of the reasons we are unaware is that there is so much competing for our attention. Oh, there's so much bombarding our lives, isn't it? There's just an incredibly amount. Between the TVs and the radios, now we have our computers and we have our phones, our cell phones that have become a huge preoccupation. I've gone into a restaurant and seen a family sitting at a table. Every one of them was sitting there watching their phone. None of them was talking. It was unbelievable. I thought, oh, how sad. All these technological gadgets get our attention and keep us out of the present moment. We space out almost entirely. I was sitting at an airport coming back from Europe one time, and there was a grandfather sitting next to me, and he had started talking to me. They had just come back from Germany, him and his wife, and they had taken their grandchildren. I think it was 2 boys. I noticed them at the end of the thing. He wanted to show them Germany, where they were from originally and everything. And he was almost weeping, because he was saying they spent the whole time looking at their cell phones and playing with their cell phones. He said they were not interested in anything. We kept trying to show them this or that. We couldn't get them away from their phones. And they were sitting there at the end of where we were sitting. They were looking at their phones. And then he said, "Sister, do you know how much it costs to take them to Germany?" And he started telling me that it took, I don't remember now what he said, $1,000 just to get their luggage all their luggage on. I thought, oh my goodness. Anyway, it was quite discouraging to listen to him. I could understand totally what he felt. And often I said, when we are not being bombarded from the outside, some external stimulations are always bothering us too. Our worry. You know, we worry so much. We are falling asleep, or we're still leaving that present moment. It's easy to lose that present moment. It is so difficult to stay awake and stay in the present. And there is so much that pulls us away from the moment, but the present moment is where God is. The present moment is where God is. And sometimes it's guilt from the past that bombards us from within, or sometimes our fears from the future that bombard us from within. And we lose then that presence of God that I've been talking about all this retreat, the importance of being aware of the presence of God at all times. And you see it in little things. This morning, I had a real gift of being attentive, trying to be mindful. As I looked out my window in my bedroom, I saw the cutest little rabbit. And she was sitting there just looking at me. I waved at her, and I swear she smiled, but I don't know for sure. But we just kept staring at each other for quite a long time. She was so cute. And then she went and stared at the door. I thought she was waiting for me to come out and bring her something to eat or something, but I didn't do that. I wasn't sure about that door, or I might have tried it. But anyway, those are the little things that can really help us a lot. A quote I had found in my own Lexio runs like this as I was praying. I was regretting the past and fearing the future. Suddenly, my Lord was speaking. My name is I Am. God paused. I waited. God continued. When you live in the past with its mistakes and regrets, it's hard. I am not there. My name is not I was. When you live in the future with all of its problems and its fears, it's hard. I'm not there. My name's not I will be. When you live in the moment, in the present moment, it's not hard. I am here. My name is I am. I am. Isn't that beautiful to think about that? Just to sit with that a while. I read that, it was from Helen Malacote. It was just beautiful. It really hit me hard. My name is I am, and you stay in that present moment. And I really have found that quote personally helpful. Indeed, God is a God of the present. God is in the here and the now. We need to be present in the moment because that's where God